Once upon a time, in a bustling seaside town, there lived a legendary pirate known as Captain Blackbeard. With his wild, flowing beard and piercing eyes, he was both feared and respected across the 7 seas. Blackbeard's ship, the Sea Serpent, was renowned for its speed and agility, manned by a loyal and brave crew who would follow him to the ends of the earth. One evening, as the sun set and painted the sky in hues of orange and pink, Blackbeard called his crew to the deck. "Listen up, me hearties," he bellowed, holding up a weathered, ancient parchment. "I've come into possession of an old map, one that leads to a lost island city beneath the ocean's depths. They say it's filled with treasures beyond our wildest dreams, but it's guarded by puzzles and sea monsters. Are ye with me?" The crew erupted in cheers, their eyes gleaming with excitement. Among them were First Mate Patch, with his trusty spyglass, Navigator Nora, who could read the stars like an open book, and young Timmy, the cabin boy with a heart full of dreams and a head full of questions. The Sea Serpent set sail under the cloak of night, the stars guiding their path. As the ship glided over the waves, Patch and Nora studied the map by lantern light, tracing the route to the fabled underwater city. According to the map, they needed to reach the Isle of Echoes, where the entrance to the sunken city lay hidden beneath the waves. Days turned into nights, and the journey was long and arduous. They encountered fierce storms and glistening rainbows, schools of playful dolphins, and ominous whirlpools. But the crew's spirits never wavered, fueled by the promise of untold treasures and the thrill of adventure. One morning, the lookout cried, "Land ho!" The crew rushed to the deck to see the Isle of Echoes rising from the mist. The island was shrouded in mystery, with cliffs that sang as the wind blew through them, creating haunting melodies that echoed across the sea. Blackbeard anchored the Sea Serpent, and the crew prepared to dive beneath the waves. They donned enchanted helmets that allowed them to breathe underwater and dove into the crystal-clear ocean. The world beneath the surface was a dazzling tapestry of vibrant corals and swaying seaweed, teeming with colorful fish and curious sea creatures. As they swam deeper, the blue water grew darker, and the beams of sunlight faded away. Guided by the map, they found an ancient stone archway covered in intricate carvings and glowing runes. This was the entrance to the lost city. Blackbeard and his crew swam through the archway and found themselves in an expansive underwater cave, illuminated by bioluminescent plants and glowing crystals. In the center of the cave stood a massive stone door, adorned with puzzles and riddles. The map hinted that only those who could solve the puzzles would gain entry to the city. Patch, with his keen eye for detail, noticed a series of symbols that appeared to tell a story. Young Timmy, eager to help, pointed out that the symbols matched the constellations they had seen in the night sky. Navigator Nora, with her vast knowledge of the stars, pieced together the puzzle. She arranged the symbols in the correct order, and the stone door rumbled open, revealing a hidden passageway. The crew swam through the passage, their hearts pounding with anticipation. As they emerged from the tunnel, they gasped in awe. Before them was the lost island city, an underwater marvel that glimmered with the light of countless treasures. Majestic buildings made of coral and pearl rose from the ocean floor, and the streets were paved with shimmering sand. But the beauty of the city was marred by the presence of sea monsters, massive creatures with sharp teeth and glowing eyes that patrolled the area. Blackbeard signaled for his crew to stay hidden and observed the monsters' movements. He noticed that the creatures followed a specific pattern, guarding certain areas while leaving others unprotected. With careful planning and teamwork, the crew navigated the city, solving more puzzles and avoiding the sea monsters. They discovered that the treasures were hidden in a grand palace at the heart of the city. The palace was guarded by the largest sea monster they had ever seen, a colossal serpent with scales that shimmered like moonlight. Undeterred, Blackbeard devised a plan. He and his bravest crew members would distract the serpent, while Patch, Nora, and Timmy snuck into the palace to retrieve the treasure. The plan was risky, but the crew trusted their captain and each other. As Blackbeard and his team engaged the serpent, Patch, Nora, and Timmy swam into the palace. The interior was even more magnificent, with walls adorned with precious gems and statues of ancient kings and queens. In the center of the throne room, they found a chest overflowing with gold, jewels, and artifacts of immense value. But the most intriguing item was a crystal orb that pulsed with a soft, otherworldly light. As they gazed into it, they saw images of the city's history, the rise and fall of its civilization, and the secrets it held. Realizing that the orb was the true treasure, they carefully took it and made their way back to the entrance. Meanwhile, Blackbeard and his team had kept the serpent at bay, but they were weary from the battle. Seeing Patch, Nora, and Timmy with the orb, Blackbeard gave the signal to retreat. The crew swam with all their might, the serpent hot on their tails. They just barely made it through the stone door, which slammed shut behind them, sealing the serpent inside. Exhausted but triumphant, the crew returned to the sea serpent, the crystal orb safely in their possession. As they sailed away from the Isle of Echoes, the orb began to glow brighter, casting a warm light over the ship. They knew that the orb held the key to unlocking even greater mysteries and adventures. Captain Blackbeard stood at the helm, a sense of pride and satisfaction washing over him. "Well done, me hearties," he said, his voice filled with admiration. "We've uncovered the secrets of the Lost Island City, and there's no telling what wonders await us next." The crew cheered, their spirits soaring. Young Timmy looked up at the stars, dreaming of the adventures yet to come. As the sea serpent sailed into the night, the crew knew that their bond of friendship and bravery would guide them through any challenge they faced. And so, under the twinkling stars and the gentle lull of the waves, Captain Blackbeard and his crew sailed towards new horizons, their hearts full of courage and wonder.